your own judgment, your own instincts, your own ability to reason through a problem. I think those are things that are not less valuable because you're earlier in your career. They actually might be your biggest strength. So going back to that big deal in terms of a sale of Solium to over to Morgan Stanley, it was $1 billion transaction. So as you can imagine, every number, every adjustment, everything was being scrutinized, and not just by me and the team, but by some of like the sharpest minds in terms of finance. We had consultants, we had banks, we had Morgan Stanley, right? So the deal had been worked on for months and months by various teams. And I was working late one night and running some analysis, doing some final checks so that we can wrap up. We were intending to push out the payment to our shareholders and employees on the transaction the next week. So I had come across something weird. Something seemed off in terms of just how we had decided to treat something. And so my immediate instinct, to be honest, was, I should dismiss it. There's no way it got missed, not on a deal that was this big, not by these people. So I was definitely wrong. But a part of me, and maybe that's like the stubborn part of my mother that got passed on to me, I couldn't let it go. So I did something that took more nerve than I would care to admit, but I did bring it up with my manager, my boss. But that meant like directly challenging the work that they had done and the decisions that they had made. So I really did have to be right on it. And so I had to communicate it in a way that didn't really come across as like arrogant or accusatory. So it was a delicate line to walk, especially when you're still relatively junior and the stakes are that high. So I was right. We worked through it. I was able to convince them of the error, and we made sure we were able to correct it before some of the final payments went out to our shareholders and employees. Because ultimately, if we had gotten that wrong, that would have been over $1 million we would have shortchanged certain individuals. And so it would have looked awful on our end. But what that moment really taught me was I think